So lately I have been deeply unmotivated to do anything with Spanish or German. Haven't done any German in even longer. I am going to be trying different things this week or however long it takes to get motivated again. I definitely don't ascribe to the idea that you have to be motivated all the time. Like, I think it's totally fine to have, you know, different hobbies ebb and flow, but sometimes I do want to do the things that I am trying to do, but I'm struggling with motivation. So the book that I'm reading right now is Magalina. This is an absolutely gorgeous graphic novel. There's like magical creatures and it is very beautiful. I'm not having a tremendously difficult time understanding it, but you know, a normal amount. The other day I was at the used bookstore. Now this is the thing, I don't recommend buying things to get yourself out of a slump. Buying things as a motivational tool, while sometimes effective, is also a slippery slope, because then it's all of a sudden like you have to keep buying things to keep yourself motivated and you end up having all these things and still not doing the things. This wasn't my intention to buy these to get out of this slump, but I happened to be at a used bookstore that had a Spanish section. Yeah, these were 75 cents each, so I couldn't argue with that. So we'll do a little bit of a haul, and then maybe at some point I will kind of dabble in reading these. Maybe I will work on my book. I just finished the show Altamar, which if you have seen my Spanish media wrap up, I love that show. It has been great for my learning, so I'm a little bit bummed that I finished it, more than a little bit, but you know, we're gonna find another one. We're gonna find a replacement. Anyway, so the first book is, there were two Murakami books. One apparently was, you know, clearing out their collection. The first one is De Que Hablo Cuando Hablo de Correr. This is kind of his memoir or essay, whatever you want to call it. What I talk about when I talk about running, and I've read this in English. It's a deep book in that it's reflective, but it does seem like it has pretty basic vocabulary, and from what I remember, it was mostly about running and writing and such. So this one might be pretty good to read sooner than some of these other ones, such as Norwegian Wood. I haven't read this in English, so this was definitely an aspirational purchase. This one, La Casa in Mango Street, I can't remember if I've ever read this in English, but I don't think that I have. But this is another one that I think that I could probably read pretty soon. I think it's kind of targeted at younger people. I could be totally wrong. La breve y maravillosa vida de Oscar Wilde. This is very popular. The Brief and Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde, I think. I haven't read it in English. Another aspirational purchase. And this one seems like it could be promising. Don Quixote de la Mancha. It is like a learning version for kids, so obviously it is heavily adapted, so this could be useful. So yeah, that's my little haul, and I'm just going to document the different things that I try to get my motivation back, and hopefully it works. Hello. So I just had to go somewhere in the car, and I listened to Speaking of Berlin podcast. I listened to one episode of that, and then I was going to listen to it over again or maybe listen to another one, but I just decided to, you know, just move on. Sometimes I think when I'm really trying to be motivated, you try to do things like perfectly, and then you just lose all motivation for it. So now I'm going to make some dinner, and then I have to do some things for my class, and then hopefully I am going to find a new Spanish show tonight. Hello. So it was too dark and I was too tired last night to update you, but I watched a movie called Carmen y Lola I watched it on HBO Max and I really enjoyed it. It was about two Romani girls living in Spain who fall in love, and their community doesn't support that for like religious reasons. And yeah, I thought it was a really well done movie. From what I saw online, it looks like it was directed and acted and everything by Romani people, so that's good, obviously. I thought that the main two actresses did a really great job, and I also just loved the style of the movie. If you've seen The Florida Project, just kind of that style of filmmaking I really like. I didn't understand a lot of it in Spanish. There were no Spanish subtitles, there were only English, which I really hate, but you know, sometimes if you just need a spark of inspiration, you just need to remind yourself of the cultural aspects of it more so than actually understanding something. I still haven't found another show, but most of the Spanish shows on Netflix, it seems like, are all like drugs and, you know, like cartels and running away from bad guys and stuff. And I don't mind that at all, but like, I don't want to watch like 7 shows like that, one right after another. So I'm kind of looking for more shows in other genres. So if you have any recommendations, definitely let me know, but I'll be browsing for those as well. Hello. So it's been a couple days, I think, since I last filmed anything. I really haven't done much, but I did start a new show on Netflix called Who Killed Sarah. It's like a new one, I think, and it is like obviously a murder mystery kind of conspiracy thing. This weekend I did stuff with my family yesterday, and today I just was really feeling reading, and so I read an entire book. I find a key aspect of getting motivation back is only doing things that you want to do, and so you know, sometimes you have to give yourself a little kick in the butt to start things, but other times, you know, maybe you just are more motivated in other areas, and unless you have to learn for some reason, for like an exam or something, I think it's important to do things when you feel like it so that you don't start to hate it. So anyway, I just got some takeout from a Filipino place down the road from me, and so I'm going to eat that and watch Who Killed Sarah. It is Friday and I'm done with work. So exciting. So I have to do my dishes. I don't have a dishwasher and I tend to let my dishes accumulate for way too long. So I have quite a few to do. I usually watch YouTube or Netflix while I do that, and so today I am actually going to try to watch some YouTube in Spanish. I kind of struggle with YouTube in Spanish because like there aren't great captions usually, which, you know, I kind of still need at this point, but I am trying to watch some more. So I started a Spanish watch later because I use my watch later as kind of like a podcast basically. Like I just add everything to it and then I listen to it while I'm working and stuff, and I can't really do that with Spanish because I don't know enough Spanish yet to be able to just have it on in the background and get anything out of it. So I made I didn't make a podcast. I made a playlist called My Spanish Watch Later, and I actually made this public, so if you guys ever need, you know, Spanish things to watch, I guess you could check it out. I really like Azul Místico. I watch a lot of her videos. And then I just recently found Beyond Words, and I've been really enjoying her videos as well. She also does language learning and just like lifestyle stuff. She's learning Swedish, and I think she just started learning Greek. And then there are a couple other ones. I think Irene Nortes. I've never watched her before, but it just showed up on my homepage, so I added it. So I'm just gonna probably play all and yeah, do my dishes, and then I need to clean my apartment. Also on YouTube, if you didn't already know, you can change your playback speed. So I do often put Spanish videos at 0.75 just because it is such a fast language and it helps me understand more. Okay, so I finished Magalina earlier today. And I didn't understand very much of this book. It's beautiful, and I really enjoyed the experience of reading it. But yeah, I didn't understand a lot. Like, it's just, I don't know if it was the vocabulary, like magical animals weren't, you know, high on my vocabulary list. But yeah, I'm not like disappointed or anything, but I just definitely didn't understand that much. So I'm trying to decide what to read next. Let me show you my options. So for graphic novels, I have this Leñadores, which is Lumberjanes, I think. It's like a comic omnibus, I think. And it looks really, really cute. The language doesn't look too bad. I think it could be a good level. It's also really cute and, like, you know, colorful, which helps with motivation. I also, these two are the last graphic novels that I have to read. This is Sapiens. I have read this in the regular book, like not the graphic novel in English. I suspect that this one is going to be a little bit more difficult in language because it's like the history of the world, so, or the history of people anyway. For some reason, I'm kind of inclined to read not a graphic novel, so I have a couple options for that as well. For some reason, one that I keep looking at is this Haruki Murakami, De que hablo cuando hablo de correr. The language doesn't seem too bad, but at the same time, it's long. So I don't think I want to bog myself down in that yet. I have the short stories in Spanish. Honestly, I struggle so much to get excited about learner content. Like, I just don't care, you know? And I bought this because everyone talks about how good it is. I've tried to read the first story twice and I just don't. So I might try to work some of these stories in, but I don't think that this can be like my next book. This one has real potential. La Casa en Mango Street. It's very short, which is great. I love that. And it doesn't seem maybe too hard. Maybe. We're gonna put this on the short list. I think we're down to these two. I think I'm gonna give this one a try, just because it's a little bit different. We're changing it up a little bit, which is pretty much what I always need when I'm feeling burnt out, is I just need to try something different. I also want to look up future tense and reflexive verbs, because I think that I can recognize them enough now that it will help me to have the grammar explained, like I did it with past tense here. So at one point I really just was like, okay, I think I can kind of understand past tense, so I want to just know. So I looked up like preterite and kind of the patterns for those, and like some of the irregulars, and then perfect and the pattern for that. So that's kind of the plan. So today I read some on Bilinguapp. I read 2 things on there. And then this afternoon I watched several episodes of Who Killed Sara while I folded a mountain of laundry. But Who Killed Sara is really good. Well, the show is not that good, but the Spanish is good. But I am starting to feel motivated again, so that's good. I've been really into reading, so that's kind of been where my primary motivation has been. But hopefully reading a novel will make it feel a little bit more like reading. I don't know. Hello. So it's Monday morning. It's actually my birthday, so yay. Wish I'd taken on the day off work, but I didn't think about it. So before I went to sleep last night, I read the first chapter of this, and it actually went really well. There were definitely things I didn't understand, but I felt like I got the gist of it. It's really good because the chapters are super short, like a page. So I'm going to do a meditation and then maybe do some grammar review if I have time. And then I'd like to read a chapter before I have to go to work. So we're gonna go do that. Right, it's time to go to work now. I only got a little bit written on the present or on the future tense. It's really funny because this chapter, I had no idea what was happening. I had to look up so much just to kind of get the gist. This chapter, I understood so much. Like, it's so weird how much that can vary just like from page to page. Hello. It's like the middle of the workday, but my power just went out. So I'm gonna give that like half an hour, and if it doesn't come back, I'll have to go into the office to do a meeting later today. But in the meantime, I am going to finish writing out the future tense. I'm done with work, yay! So I do have to do school tonight. I don't think that I can do really anything else. Hopefully I'll finish it and have time to do something. Before I do that, I am going to set up a page in my bullet journal again. I have fallen off using this for the month of April just because I don't always feel like using it. And that's fine. That's the beauty of not necessarily bullet journaling, but like any flexible planners. I'm not going to do the full April spread because we're halfway done already, but I am just going to set up the next couple weeks. I've really fallen off of doing everything that I like. I've been doing some things, but you know, I haven't been like doing the self-care that I know makes me happier to do, like skincare and meditation and journaling and, you know, doing my languages and that sort of thing. So I want to make sure that I am tracking and prioritizing that again, and so that I, you know, continue to make it a habit. Hello. I think that I am going to end the vlog here. Thank you guys for coming along with me. I wasn't sure how I was gonna end this. You know, I would have been fine with ending it without really getting motivation back, because that was kind of the whole point, was that you can't manufacture motivation. But I do kind of feel like I got it back actually. Like, I didn't do any Spanish for a couple days because I was super busy, and I really missed it, and I was so excited when I started watching Who Killed Sara again. I think my biggest things that I've learned from this you know, attempt to get my motivation back is try different things than what you've been doing, you know, change up your routine. Don't just try different versions of the same thing. Like if you are bored of the app that you're using, don't only try another app. Like you could try another app, but also, you know, maybe try a podcast or a book or reading a book or whatever. You know, if you're tired of watching shows, try watching YouTube or, you know, whatever it is. Don't get stuck in one mindset. Also, I don't always have the motivation to start things, but once I've started them, I oftentimes enjoy them. Like this assignment that I was just doing, I put it off for so long, and then once I started working on it, I was like, oh, this is actually really interesting, and I got like super into it. So sometimes all you have to do is commit to just starting something and be like, you know, if I'm not enjoying it in 10 minutes or in 5 minutes or in 2 minutes, I can stop and I can do something else. But I think often once you've started it, you're like, oh, actually, I really want to do this. So anyway, thank you for coming along with me. And I hope that you got some inspiration or entertainment or something. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!